we are discussing on generative AI and introduction to the future of artificial intelligence. So our topic is today for mainly for the generative AI. So before moving to generative AI, we will discuss what's mainly for the artificial intelligence. So as you all of you know that yesterday itself, our Chandrayaan 3 moon, Chandrayaan lander landed on moon, and at the last moment, you all of you see that who is taking the decisions for landing into the moon. So basically, the AI part is mainly for that the artificial intelligence means it will take all the instructions to the lander and where is to be land and what is the distance between lander and the moon. So artificial intelligence is basically it's a set of instructions which the landers give to the this lander at the time of landing. So today we are discussed on basically on generative AI. So generative AI is a set of algorithms which is basically to generate the content. Basically, it's mainly for the text, audio, images, and different kind of content which can be generated through the machines. It is mainly the part of the deep learning and the machine learning part. So today we are discuss about generative AI and what is the business use cases and what is the advantages through when we are using generative AI in the different industries. So let's start that today's discussion. So can you share the screen? Basically, the difference between normal AI and generative AI is basically the normal AI is basically the set of instructions which we give to the computers, and it will work the programs according to what we are given the instructions to that programs. In the artificial intelligence part, in the generative AI, so AI is the future of technology, and generative AI, Gen AI is the type of artificial intelligence that can be create wide variety of data such as images, video, audio, text, and 3D models. It will also, if we ask, for example, I will give you the example right now. What kind of generative AI you all of you can understand easily. In these days, you are using the Chat GPT, Brad, and Mid Journey kind of tools where you are using the different kind of tools, and these tools are just given you the content as per your requirement. Whatever you will ask, these contents will be produced by the system. So now mainly what is basically where from these contents coming. So generative AI is the basically developed by the OpenAI, and it will mainly for generate different kind of contents, which whatever we are asking to the machines. So next slide, please. In the next slide, we just see that in the generative AI, the technology where links popular applications like ChatGPT, as I already told you, DALL-E. In the DALL-E, basically, we will produce different kind of images, creative arts, and we can also basically in the base now in the generative AI tools how we are using. We will talk later. First, in the Chat GPT, it's basically the chat-based AI launch, and it will launch in the 2022. Join 1 million users joined within 5 days. So you can understand what is the power of these generative AI tools. In the DALL-E, the text it will basically text to AI launch in the 2021 and joined 1.5 million user in a 1 year. And different kind of tools already available into the market right now in the generative AI, where we can generate videos, we can generate the coding. So basically, now the next slide, if we can see that And in the generative AI, now we will tell you mainly the generative AI definition in the technical terms. Generative AI is a set of algorithms which is capable for generating realistic content such as text, images, audio. But now it's the main condition is what kind of content it are producing. Basically, the system is generate the data because of we are trained the data. It means that these all data comes from the internet and the public domains, and we are given to the instructions. We are give the training for these models, and these model are basically generate these kind of content whatever we ask, and these they can assume and they can produce the content based on our questions or whatever we will ask. For example, if we are doing any kind of coding in any programming languages like Python, Java, and if the developer in these days are stuck during the programming and he will find any kind of difficulties, so he will can just ask these tools, and these tools can be generate the complete set of contents with the all functionalities. But the main thing for using these tools, basically these all kind of tools, we have to given the right kind of instructions, and these instructions are mainly called as the prompt engineering, and you can just keep the keywords. Means that if you need any kind of content, if you need any kind of content for any subject, if you are doing any kind of marketing campaigning, if you are doing any kind of research work, you have to ask these systems. For example, if you ask from the chat GPT, you have to given right kind of instructions, because the contents which will be generated through these systems, it will only generate the right and accurate content if you ask them very correct on the very correct way. It means that you have to ask, you have to give the right instructions. So it will call basically the prompt. So in the prompt, basically what will happen that you will ask for, you will create, it means that basically you have to create your question, and you are what exactly you are looking for from these tools. So you have to give some kind of keywords, you have to explain everything, then only it will be giving you the right content. For example, if you want to create any kind of art, so you have to give the keywords, you have to give the complete descriptions of the art, the resolution, the pixelate, everything you have to define it. You have to give anything into which you want to see on that artwork. So you have to give the right prompt for these tools, and then only it will be giving you the right kind of basically the content or the output, you can say. So basically in the generative AI, we what it will be happen in the normal AI case and the generative AI. In the normal AI, basically we are given for the system only such kind of instructions, and basically we have to what kind of program we have done in the back end. The computers and the system will be work accordingly to that programs. But in the generative AI, for example, as I have started in my today's discussion, I explained the Chandrayaan lander. So in that case, we have to given the instructions for the lander at the time of landing, what kind of things they have to do before landing. For example, they have to capture the images, they have to capture the distance, they have to capture what kind of obstacles are on the moon. Then only they have to decide. In the last moment, after evaluating all the data, when at the time of landing, whatever he captured, they will decide, and after that it landed. So it means that in the normal AI case, we have to just put it means in the program side, we have to just given the instructions, and we have the set of instructions and all these things, and the program and output can come accordingly our programs. But in the generative AI segment, we have to generate, means we have to assume that the system will uh, give us the data according to our choice, and means it will generate their self, means system generate that fresh data according to our choice. Next slide, please. What can generative AI do? Basically, generative AI basically, in the first that means it's the content ideas. Means if we are in the marketing agency, it will provide us the creating new contents. It can producing a large video based content, text content. Means if any advertising agency wants to create any kind of content, means marketing contents, for example, in these days, in social media campaigning and research work kind of content. So it will, we will just ask our requirement. We will just given to the right prompt, right words, means what kind of, in the what depth of research we are required, and it will just give us the results, and it will give us the data. And later I will explain how it contents come and how it will be manage all this kind of data. Improving efficiency. It obviously, if we create the contents and if we create the data through the machines, so obviously the efficiency of any organizations will be improved, because after Chat GPT launching, it will affect the advertisement agencies and the digital marketing agencies, because it will give lot of work, and these agencies are doing lot of work through these tools. For example, like in the post, in the creative, for the creativity, they are using the mid journey. In the mid journey, basically they are creating different kind of artworks. There are so many different in the Delay, also in the open AI. So you can create the initially we have discussed that you can create the content, means text. You can create any kind of coding. You can create any kind of text images. You can create any kind of artwork. You can create the music. You can create the videos also. So basically, if any kind of data, any kind of content which you want to create, these tools and these systems can help you, and you can generate in a single clicks. The third one is basically the personalized experience. Then the personalized experience is mainly here I want to explain that, for example, in the customer support, for example, in the e-commerce based industries. So here, basically, we can implement the chatbots in our portals, in our apps. So these chatbots can basically help our customers who are surfing our applications, our portals, our apps, and these basically, so users are just experience that someone is answering their questions. So next slide, please. In the generative AI ethics. Now, in this part, basically, I want to explain you how generative AI governed. So basically, who are governed the generative AI means, because as I already told you that these contents, these data can be generated through the machines, and from where these contents are coming. These contents are coming from the internet. These contents coming from the public domains which are already available. It means that we have already the large set of data in forms of text, in forms of art, in forms of videos, in forms of music, sorry. So, and this system, when we are asking any kind of our requirements, any kind of questions from these tools, these are generate the content based on their knowledge, and they are mixing all these contents, and they just produce the new contents. So now, obviously, if these contents are already available into the public domains. So how anyone can use these kind of contents? So basically, those some ethical governance are required, some ethics are required for using these kind of tools before we are using these kind of tools. So these are basically few points of which we have to take care before using such kind of contents which we are generating through these tools. These, for example, the unknown capabilities means these tools can generate anything. These because they are just because they have a lot of data, they have the large set of data models, and we are just given them training to, if someone asks if from the system someone asks this kind of prompt or this kind of question, and it will be generate the content based on the requirements. So we are not sure what is the right and what is the wrong. First is capability, means unknown capabilities. We are not sure about these capabilities. Bias in the text. The output of the generative AI based on data trained on many popular language modules today trained with the widths of internet, where there are type of bias along with the toxic language. Third one is the data leakage. Data leakage is basically in the companies. As I shared you that in the marketing agencies and the digital marketing companies are using these kind of tools for their marketing campaigning. So in the organizations are very worried about their company's policies and all these things, so that their employees are sharing their confidential data into these kind of tools, and their confidential data are obviously on the public domain. After if you are sharing any kind of content on these tools, obviously your content will be gone on to basically on the public domain. Hallucination, basically in this point, basically the chat before I will give you the example mainly. If you ask anything, these chat GPT, for example, I will give you the example of chat GPT, and chat GPT gives you the complete set of, for example, if you ask to generate 500 words or 1000 words for any topics, and chat generate and you are given some instructions also. So chat GPT mainly generate the contents based on your query. So and after when you get this output, you will see, and you and it will really looks very good, and you are 100% sure that its content is very fresh, and it will looks new, and it can be used. But it will be wrong. It means that the content developed by these tools can be it's look like very true and everything is right, but in the right way, these contents are not 100% right content. They are 100% wrong. Okay, so it's in the I will the next is the lack of transparency. The transparency is the same thing, means of the generative AI model currently producing all these contents based on the public domain contents. Copyright controversy also, you have to face the copyright issues. So it means after all these things, it means that when you are using the content, when you are using any kind of artwork, when you are using any kind of this music piece, when you are using videos, you can be face the trouble also. So basically my point here, to use these tools are very good, but on the top of this coming data, or outcome, you have to make the checkpoints. Means you have to correct it. You have to correct. It means that you cannot use all these data as per they have given you. So you have to make some kind of checkpoints after generating any kind of content through these tools. Next slide, please. Now, yes, now we are cover basically the ethics value. Now, what type of generative AI models? Models basically, here is the all things which we are talking from the last few minutes. Here is the all games things are coming basically. The contents which we are getting is basically based on the trained models. It means that we the large set of the data in the large set of long GPT-3 is basically generative pre-trained transformer 3. In the first one, Lambda is basically the language model of dialogue applications. And the third one is basically the large language model. So basically what happened when we are using the large set of data, we have the large set of data in the last one is basically is mentioned that the LLMA, it's mean that the large language models, it means if in the language it also for the image we are using the large image model. In the music we are using the large music model. So basically these model which we have the data and we have to train these data, we have to train them, we have to given them some kind of instructions for after if for that only when we ask any kind of questions and when we are fire any kind of queries. So based upon these kind of training, these tools are generating the results and these tools are basically giving us the outcomes. So generative AI, basically the two types of generative AI we are using right now. First type is the text model, which are the GPT-3, Lambda, and LMA. And second type of model, basically second type of model. Can you next slide, please? The multi-models. In the multi-models, basically in the GPT-4, which we are using right now, it's used basically LLMA and the GPT-3. And this is the combinations of these models. The DALE-A is basically used for the multi-algorithms, and that can be across different data and create the different kind of novel images, different kind of artworks. And we are just asking the text. We just enter our text. Basically, in the DALE, basically what happened? We given the it's basically you can say that it's convert text to images. Yeah, it's converted basically text to images. We given that instructions and our queries in the text format, and it will convert into the artwork. It will convert in the novel images, and which you can use it, which you can later you can means you can use anyway these images after that. Progen in the multimodals, basically it's the basically the multimodal model in the Progen, and it trained the 280 more than 280 million protein samples. It's and specified using the natural language text input. It means that it's the medical drugs and desired properties are specified using the natural language input. Next slide, please. Type of contents which we are generating through these generative AI tools. Obviously, we are generating for the marketing copy, job descriptions. Company are using these tools mainly for the marketing purpose, job description. They can also using for the SMS campaigning, mainly for the digital campaigning and marketing work are using very much. Research work are also companies are using, and power chat is obviously for basically in the power chat basically these are the different kind of chat bots In the chatbot, basically, you can use this chatbot for the customer support. You can use this chatbot for the training purpose also. You can use for the e-commerce kind of means sales activities and all these things. You can track the consumer sentiments also. These types of content which we can generate through this generative AI. Second one is basically we can in the testing, in the test domain also we are using these type of tools, and that all type of repetitive works which test engineers are doing, any kind of software development and applications development, any kind of implementation work. These test code scripts can be generated through these tools, and we can reduce that time also. And the last one also, we can find out the bugs in the programming, any kind of software. If we write any kind of software in any languages, we have to just ask these kind of tools. We have to give the right kind of instructions. We have to give the right kind of prompt, and we can find what kind of bugs in any kind of software. Next slide, please. Now it comes basically the benefits in the businesses. Basically, obviously, if we are using technology in the business, so first we have to understand what kind of benefit these kind of technology, these kind of tools can be. If we use this kind of technology, if we are using any kind of tools, so what kind of benefit we can get in our business. So business leaders are using these kind of tools regularly and very fast way in these days, and they are using different kind of basically the different kind of text models, images, and what these kind of major benefit which we can assume that any kind of industry, like if we are using such kind of tools, that we can expanding our labor productivity first. Second one is personalize the customer experience in the field of the customer support and customer services, accelerating the research and development through generative AI design. It means that basically in the any kind of research work, any kind of in the medical domain, any kind of drug and identifications, and different kind of research work, we can use these kind of tools. Emerging new business model, and we can obviously based on the current scenario, these are only few cases. Means right now we are using only few cases through these generative AI. In the later in the business, we can assume we can do lots of more through these kind of model, and we can do, create our own business model, and we can create our own tools also on top of these existing tools. Next slide, please. Now, mainly what kind of industries are using these tools at the moment? These are the basically these generative AI are right now in the hot topic in the marketing domain. Mainly they are in the marketing. In the marketing, any kind of advertisement agencies, digital marketing agencies, and any kind of ad, they can creating their artwork. They are just creating their contents, and they are creating the new kind of fresh contents using these tools. Second one is the finance domain. The finance domain use these kind of technologies and these kind of platform mainly for the analysis of the data. What kind of data analytics and analyze marketing trending in the stock market related things, in the financial marketing related things. Basically, they are using different kind of cases, and they are generating different kind of analysis. In the biopharma, they are basically using generate data millions of candidate molecular in certain diseases. We are just create any kind of cases, like means in any kind of diseases, We in the past we can read all the data from their uh, medical history, and we can generate the predictions, and we can create the new research based on their past history. So these are the main industry right now, and others also are aggressively looking other kind of applications and tools which AI can help them. Next slide, please. So now in our discussions today, we have seen lots of huge cases, and I have tried basically to give my presentation on very simple way, mainly for as it can be. I did not go mostly technical side. I will just give the examples and everything on the use cases for the daily uses and the industry right now which are using. So the generated AI expected achieve at least 30% overall AI market by 2025. It will be and the total market share at around 60 billion total addressable market at the market size. And these research are given by the Boston Group, Boston Consulting Group. So my expectations is also that in the basically in the generative AI field, there are so many things doing right now. Different people are working different kind of projects, and they are using these tools. On the top of these tools, they are creating different kind of different applications also. So so basically now I am closing my today's discussion, and if you have any questions, any doubt, you can reach me through the LinkedIn, and thank you very much.